Episode 11. The heart of this episode is Daida, while trapped in his own heart. Young Daida is a good kid. He's a little too confident in himself, but he's also very smart and values what his mentors have to say. At some point growing up, Daida grew apart from Bojji, and even though Healing told him to be strong in order to protect Bojji because of his weakness, all Daida eventually took from that is Bojji is weak. Daida sees this as a terrible existence and wouldn't want to continue living if he was in a similar boat. Daida is a great contrast to Bojji. He can't understand another person's perspective, while Bojji is someone who understands someone, and he can't even hear them speak. Bojji has never been poor or in need of clothes, but he gave his belongings to Kage. He may not have experienced the same hardships, but he knows what it's like to have them. Daida, while trapped and put in a position of weakness, a complete inability to do anything, begins to understand. Meeting another person in the void, he takes this first opportunity with his new perspective to help them. At this moment in his life, there exists this one person who is in a weaker position than him, and he swears to help. Apis makes the opposite journey here. He used to be shown as the most ruthless of the four guards, but we see he used to be hesitant to fight because he understood the pain of others. Finally, back to Bojji as he says his farewells. Despa responds to Bojji as if he can understand what Bojji says like Kage can. He doesn't, but he understands Bojji in a more vague sense. He also can tell that Bojji's gratefulness might mean that Bojji feels that his presence might have been a burden in some way. Despa makes it clear to Bojji that his concerns gives him great strength. The things that Bojji doesn't have has put him through hardships and gave him great insights. And while he will face much pain, it will put him on the right path. Despa doesn't say disability or handicap, just the things he doesn't have. While leaving it open like that can also mean the loss of his first mom in some parts, I think he largely is referring to Bojji's deafness, and that he doesn't call it anything like a disability. Finally, he tells Bojji to love himself, everything about himself. Despa gives full validation to the little kid in everything in his life. His sadness and hardships have all amounted to who he is now, and he should hold his head high.